This is the final of my 4 videos in my series looking back at the 2024 Milwaukee Brewers. This is a team that had a lot of volatility in the bullpen, with several players being sent up and down in the minor leagues, lots of injuries, and some changes of roles throughout the year. So in this video, we're going to give grades to the pitchers that came out of the pen for the 2024 Milwaukee Brewers. The regular season is going to be used for the majority of their grades, but if they did good in the team's limited playoff run, their grade could be raised. For the grades, A is for a player who exceeded expectations or made the All-Star team. B is for a player who had a solid season. C is for a player who met their expectations. D is for a player that had a disappointing season. And F is for a complete failure of a season. So let's get started with the first player on this list, the man that stepped up when All-Star closer Devin Williams was out for the first few months of the season, Trevor Megill. Coming off of a strong finish to his 2023 season, it was expected that Megill would take up a bigger role in the Brewers bullpen in 2024, but we didn't know how big of a role that he would end up taking, as Megill was the Brewers' primary closer for the first half of the season, as Devin Williams was out for the beginning of the year due to a back injury. And Megill was incredible in that role, performing at an all-star level in the closer role, racking up 18 saves by the all-star break. And when Williams came back, Megill slid very nicely into a setup role for mainly the 8th inning and continued his excellent season. Overall in 2024, Megill appeared in 48 games out of the bullpen, having a 2.76 ERA across 46 and a third innings pitched, also recording 21 saves, 6 holds, and had a 1-3 record. He also had 50 strikeouts, a FIP of 3.10, a WHIP of 1.014, an ERA plus of 155, and a BWAR value of 1.4. Megill was also incredible for the Brewers in the wild card round against the Mets, throwing 2 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball out of the pen, allowing no base runners and striking out 4. Baseball Savants doesn't really give out number grades for pitchers, as sometimes they don't reach the inning requirement, but in general, they gave him a great grade for both pitching run value and fastball run value, and an average run grade for breaking run value, and he didn't qualify for the off-speed run value. Overall, for his 2024 season, I'm giving Megill a grade of A+, as he was fantastic as a Brewers closer for the first half of the season, did really well in the setup role when Williams came back from injury, and played really well in the playoffs as well. It will be intriguing to see what his role is going to be, as it depends on what the Brewers are going to do with Devin Williams. But as we found out recently that Williams was traded away, so Megill looks to be the closer for the Brewers entering the 2024 season, and I expect that he will be excellent in that role. Coming off of a stellar season in 2023, it was expected that Milner would take a bit of a step back in 2024 from a sub-2 ERA performance. But no one could have expected that Milner would have struggled this much in 2024, having an ERA above 4.5 for a good portion of the season. What is even stranger is that Milner got off to a really solid start to the year, having an ERA under 3 in early June. But back-to-back rough appearances in mid-June tanked his ERA and set the tone for the remainder of his season, where at times the fan base dreaded seeing him come out of the bullpen. Overall in 2024, Milner in 61 games had an ERA of 4.73 across 64 and 2/3 innings pitched, with 1 save, 5 holds, and a 5-1 record. He also has 64 strikeouts, a FIP of 3.14, a WHIP of 1.191, an ERA plus of 89, and a BWAR value of negative 0.6. Baseball Savant did not grade him out favorably, giving a 23 for pitching run value, which is poor, a 35 for fastball run value, which is below average, a 22 for breaking run value, which is poor, and a 36 for off-speed run value, which is below average. For his 2024 season, I'm giving Milner a grade of D-, as he really did kind of stink the entire year. The reason why it isn't an F is because some of his underlying metrics show that he got quite a bit unlucky this year, especially his FIP score, but it still was not a great year for the bullpen man, and he was subsequently released from this team in the offseason. Signed to a minor league contract by the Brewers after not spending any time in the majors in 2023, Koenig surprised everyone by returning in one of the best seasons out of the bullpen for the Brewers. He was dominant in high leverage situations and had a lively fastball that led to a ton of strikeouts. Koenig was also really good as an opener for the Brewers, taking the top of the order guys for some of our pitchers like Tobias Myers and Colin Ray. Overall in 2024, Koenig appeared in 55 games, starting in 6 of them, having a 2.47 ERA across 62 innings pitched, with 1 save, 10 holds, and a 9-4 record. He also has 63 strikeouts, a FIP of 3.28, a WHIP of 1.242, an ERA plus of 170, and a BWAR value of 1.5. Baseball Savant loved him, giving a grade of 88 for pitching run value, which is great, a 93 for fastball run value, which is great, a 50 for breaking run value, which is average, and a 63 for off-speed run value. He also made an appearance in the Brewers playoff run against the Mets, going 2/3 scoreless innings. For his 2024 season, I'm giving Koenig a grade of A+ for his season, as he absolutely came out of nowhere to become one of the best bullpen guys in the entire National League. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do next season, where his role might just increase after the Devin Williams trade. Coming off of a strong 2023 season where he had a sub 2.6 ERA, Payamps looked to continue to be a strong arm out of the bullpen in 2024. But he had quite an up and down season, getting off to a rough start in the first few weeks of the season, having his ERA fluctuate between 3.75 and 4.50 for the next few months. Then he started to settle down in August and had a very strong September for the playoff push, appearing in 10 games not allowing a single earned run, and was one of the more reliable arms for the pen for Pat Murphy. Overall in 2024, Payamps appeared in 68 games, having a 3.05 ERA across 59 innings pitched, with 6 saves, 24 holds, and a record of 3-7. He also had 59 strikeouts, a FIP of 3.73, a WHIP of .966, an ERA plus of 1.38, and a B-WAR value of 1.1. Baseball Savant graded him out pretty favorably as well, giving him a 74 for pitching run value, a 78 for fastball run value, and a 64 for breaking run value. But Payamps really struggled in the Brewers' wildcard round against the Mets, going 1 2/3 innings, seeing with 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and having an ERA of over 16. But overall for his 2024 season, I'm giving Payamps a grade of B-, as this season did have a ton of ups and downs, but some really solid stretches for the team, especially in September. His postseason was very rough though, and you will hope that he'll have a more consistent year next season in 2025. Having a decent season in 2023, Peguero was expected to provide more of the same level of production in 2024, and he did that for the most part, but do not expect good production out of Elvis if he is brought into a high leverage situation, as he really struggled in that scenario. Peguero ended up being sent down to AAA in early September, as those struggles and other pitchers coming off the injured list pushed him out of a roster spot. Overall in 2024, Brewero appeared in 52 games, having a 2.98 ERA across 51 1/3 innings pitched, with 2 saves, 11 holds, and a 7-4 record. He also had 47 strikeouts, a FIP of 4.04, a WHIP of 1.539, and an ERA plus of 1.41, and a B-WAR value of 0.4. Baseball Savant did not grade him out that well, giving a 25 for pitching run value, which is poor, a 15 for fastball run value, and a 58 for breaking run value. Overall, for his 2024 season, I'm giving Peguero a grade of C+, as his stats look pretty good, but don't paint the full picture of what happened. He struggled in high-level situations and ended up being demoted down to AAA due to part in his struggles. It will be interesting to see if Elvis will still be a part of the bullpen next season, as there is a ton of talent for this team in both the major league and minor league levels. Wilson continued to be one of the more versatile members of the Brewers bullpen, making spot starts when their pitchers needed some extra rest, and even being a member of the starting rotation in late April and May when injuries really piled up there. But it became clear that Wilson was being used too much during the season, as he was put on the injury list in early September and missed the end of the season. Overall, in 2024, Wilson appeared in 34 games, starting in 9 of them, having a 4.04 ERA across 104.2 innings pitched, with a record of 5-4. He also had 82 strikeouts, a FIP of 5.09, a WHIP of 1.271, an ERA plus of 104, and a B-WAR value of 0.9. Baseball Savant gave Wilson some interesting grades, giving him a 55 for pitching run value, a 92 for fastball run value, a 5 for breaking run value, and a 35 for off-speed run value. For his 2024 season, I'm giving Wilson a grade of B-, as he really did have some struggles from time to time and spent some time on the injured list to end the season. But he also has some really great start starts when he really needed someone to eat up innings, and has some solid long relief appearances for the Brewers as well. I hope he comes back healthy into next season, as he can be a good part for the Brewers bullpen in the next few seasons. It was a bit of a weird season for the former starter for the Milwaukee Brewers. He started out for the team as a starter, but only ended up making 2 starts for the Brewers before he was sent back down to AAA due to absolutely terrible performances. But after he came back up to a bullpen role in late August, he was just incredible. Ashby ended up having an ERA below 3, even with his rough start to the season as a starter, and finally started to show his potential when the Brewers signed him to that extension a couple of seasons ago. Overall in 2024, Ashby appeared in 14 games, starting in 2 of them, having an ERA of 2.86 across 28 and a third innings pitched, with a record of 1-2 and 3 holds as well. He also had 33 strikeouts, a FIP of 2.81, a WHIP of 1.059, an ERA plus of 148, and a BWAR value of 0.2. Baseball Savant gave him some pretty solid grades, giving him an average for pitching run value, average for fastball run value, great for breaking run value, and poor for his off-speed run value. Ashby made a postseason roster and even got some action in Game 1 of the wild card round against the Mets. But that did not go that well for Ashby, as he didn't even record an out in his appearance and gave up 3 hits and 2 earned runs in the loss. For his 2024 season, I'm giving Ashby a grade of B-, as he did have his struggles as a starter in the early part of the season and did really bad in his one playoff appearance. But his excellence in the bullpen down the stretch renewed the fan base's hope that he can be a big part of the team the next few seasons, and I think he would do good staying in a bullpen where he had the best success of his career up to this point. Brought in from the San Francisco Giants on a 1-year deal, Junis was expected to compete for a back-end spot in the Brewers rotation, but ended up only making 1 start for the team before an injury knocked him out until late June. When he came back, he started to come out of the bullpen as a long reliever and actually pitched pretty well in that role. But his time with the Brewers came to an end at the trade deadline as the team sent him and prospect Joey Wiemer to the Reds in exchange for starting pitcher Frankie Montas. And in Cincinnati, Jacob continued to play really well for the rest of the season. Overall for the Brewers in 2024, Junis appeared in 10 games, starting in 1 of them, having an ERA of 2.42 across 26 innings pitched, while having a record of 4-0 and a save as well. He also had 19 strikeouts, a FIP of 4.40, a WHIP of 0.962, an ERA plus of 175, and a BWAR value of 0.6. And with the Reds, he kind of put up similar numbers, having an ERA of 2.85 across 41 innings pitched. Baseball Savant graded him out very favorably, giving him a 76 for pitching run value, a 76 for fastball run value, a 78 for breaking run value, and a 33 for off-speed run value. So for his 2024 season, I'm going to give Junis a grade of B, as he did pitch well for the Brewers and provided the team a good trade piece at the deadline to acquire a starting pitcher for the stretch run. It will be intriguing to see what team Junis will end up on next season, as he had a really solid stint with both the Brewers and the Reds. What a find this guy was for Brewers GM Matt Arnold. Acquired in an off-season trade with the Dodgers in exchange for another minor leaguer and cash, many expected that Hudson would just be a minor league depth guy for this organization, especially with the results of his limited time with the Dodgers, where he had an ERA over 7. But that darn Brewers pitching line got a hold of him and turned him into one of the best relievers in all of baseball and could have potentially been an all-star. That is how good Brian Hudson was in 2024. And he was good all year long until September hit, where he made his last playoff appearance of the season before injury knocked him out the rest of the season and the playoffs. But what a season it was, where Hudson appeared in 43 games, having an ERA of a minuscule 1.73 across 62 and a third innings pitched, while having a record of 6-1 with 14 holds. He also had 62 strikeouts, a FIP of 3.60, a WHIP of 0.722, an ERA plus of 243, and a BWAR value of 2.5 while not even being the closer. Baseball Savant also loved him, giving him 95 for pitching run value, a 94 for fastball run value, and an 85 for breaking run value. For his 2024 season, I'm giving Hudson a grade of A+, as his absolutely incredible season came out of absolutely nowhere. The only thing I'm concerned about is the end of the season, where due to injury and potentially overuse, he couldn't complete the season and could have been crucial for the Brewers in a wild card round against the Mets. But still, what a season and what a final for his organization. Cannot wait to see what he does in 2025. Coming off of a solid 2023 season in AAA, Vieira was looked at as a potentially good option for the Brewers bullpen in 2024. But that did not happen at all, as Vieira really struggled in his limited opportunities with Milwaukee. He was designated for assignment by the organization on May 20th and was picked up by the Baltimore Orioles on May 25th. Vieira was released on June 3rd by the Birds and was then picked up by the Arizona Diamondbacks and was with the organization for the remainder of the season. In his time with Milwaukee, Vieira appeared in 16 games, having an ERA of 5.64 across 22 and third innings pitched, having a record of 0-0 with 1 save. He also had 25 strikeouts, a FIP of 6.43, a WHIP of an insanely high 1.701, an ERA plus of 75, and a BWAR value of -0.2. Baseball Savant didn't grade him out favorably, giving him a poor grade for both pitching run value and breaking run value, and average for both fastball run value and off-speed run value. For his season, I'm giving Vieira a grade of D-, as he was not a great pitcher for the Brewers, and bounced around with 2 other teams before ending the season down in AAA with the Diamondbacks. It will be interesting to see if it ever appears in MLB again. What a season it was for the star closer, full of ups and downs that ended in absolute heartbreak. Williams started the season out on the 60-day injured list due to having a major back injury, and then made his season debut on July 28th and resumed his regular closer role for the remainder of the season. And it was in general the same Devin Williams that we all knew and love. And heading into the playoffs, we as a team looked strong in the bullpen with Williams at the head of this crew. But what was in store for us in the playoffs was something none of us saw coming as Brewers fans. As in the last game of the series against the Mets, the deciding Game 3, the Brewers had a 2-0 lead in the top of the 9th inning thanks to back-to-back homers by Jake Bauers and Sal Frelick. And with the best closer in baseball coming up, we thought that we had going into the division round against the Phillies. But Williams let 2 men reach base, and then Pete Alonso, after Williams was clearly gassed after some intense battles, hit the go-ahead 3-run home run that ended the Brewers season, and Williams' time with the club as well. As in this offseason, the Brewers traded away Devin to the New York Yankees in exchange for starting pitcher Nestor Cortez and infielder Corbin Durbin. It ended an absolutely incredible run for the closer with this team, with him being a 2-time All-Star, a 2-time Trevor Hoffman Reliever of the Year Award winner, and a winner of the 2020 Rookie of the Year as well. In his last season with the Brewers, Devin appeared in 22 games, having an ERA of 1.25 across 21 1/3 innings pitched, with a record of 1-0 and 14 saves. He also had 38 strikeouts, a FIP of 2.06, a WHIP of .969, an ERA plus of 341, and a BWAR value of 1.4. Baseball Savant gave him some very favorable grades as well, giving him an average grade for both pitching run value and fastball run value, and a great grade for off-speed run value. His postseason stats were once again not great, as he appeared in 2 games, having an ERA of 21.60 in his appearance, including blowing the series. Overall for his season, I'm giving Williams a grade of B-, as in the regular season in the games that he did appear in, Williams was absolutely fantastic, as he always is in the regular season. But the back injury to start the year and the way that the postseason went just drops his grade down a couple of spots. It sucks that the last memory that we will have of the airbender in the Brewers William is that last game against the Mets, because his time in Milwaukee was truly special. And I wish you the best, Devin, but just don't do any saves against the Brewers. But thank you so much, Devin. We appreciate you here in Milwaukee. Coming off of a fantastic rookie season that got the fan base super excited for 2024, Abner Uribe soon turned out excitement into disappointment, as he really struggled this season on the mound, got suspended for a fight against the Rays, and ended up on the injured list after spending time in the minors after coming back from his suspension. With the Brewers in 2024, Uribe appeared in 14 games, having an ERA of 6.91 across 14 1/3 innings pitched, having a record of 2-2 with 3 saves. He also had 14 strikeouts, a FIP of 4.63, a WHIP of 1.994, an ERA plus of 62, and a BWAR value of -0.4. Baseball Savant did not really grade him out that well either, giving him a poor grade for pitching run value and breaking run value, and an average grade for fastball run value. Overall for his season, I'm giving Uribe a grade of D for this year, as he really struggled on the mound for the Brewers this year and has some mental issues that prevented him from continuing at the major league level. The injury definitely didn't help either, but I still believe Uribe can be a good pitcher for the Brewers in his coming years, and if any team can fix him, it is Milwaukee. One of the players that the Brewers added at the trade deadline, Milwaukee acquired Mears from the Colorado Rockies in exchange for 2 minor league pitchers that included the Brewers' number 17 overall prospect at the time. Although Mears' metrics looked good for the Brewers, the results, at least in the regular season, just wasn't there. Mears really struggled with giving up the long ball while with Milwaukee, giving up 5 of them in the second half of the season alone, while he only gave up 9 in his previous 4.5 years of major league experience. Overall, for his 2024 season with the Brewers, Mears appeared in 13 games, having an ERA of 7.30 across 12 1/3 innings pitched, having a record of 0-1 with 5 holds. He also had 18 strikeouts, a FIP of 6.25, a WHIP of 1.378, an ERA plus of 59, and a BWAR value of -0.3. Baseball Savant didn't love him that well, either giving him a poor grade for pitching run value and breaking run value, and an average grade for fastball run value. Now, what was interesting for his season was his performance in the playoffs, where he was actually pretty awesome, going 2 1/3 innings pitched with 3 strikeouts. Particularly his appearance in Game 3 where he entered in a 0-0 game in the top of the 7th inning had Brewers fans just preparing for the worst. But he pitched his best of the entire season, going the inning scoreless with 2 strikeouts. For his 2024 season, I'm giving Mears a grade of D+, as he really did struggle in the regular season for both the Rockies and the Brewers. But the reason why it is a D+ and not a D is because of that spectacular playoff performance. Mears' peripheral metrics look really solid, and a full offseason with the Brewers pitching lab could help bring some improvements in his game. One of the more underrated members of the Brewers bullpen, Herget spent most of his 2024 season with AAA, where he has some really good stats of having a 2.27 ERA across 38 games. But he was called up a couple of times for the bullpen when other players went down to injuries, and actually played well in those performances. He appeared in 7 games, having an ERA of 1.59 across 11 1/3 innings pitched, having a record of 0-0, 1 save, and 1 hold. He also had 9 strikeouts, a FIP of 3.52, a WHIP of 0.794, an ERA plus of 2.72, and a BWAR value of 0.3. Baseball Savant grading him pretty favorably as well, giving him an average grade for pitching run value, fastball run value, and breaking run value, as well as an above average grade for off-speed run value. For his 2024 season, I'm giving Herget a grade of B+, as he did what he was supposed to do really well when the Brewers called his number up when injuries wrecked our bullpen. Herget was claimed off waivers by the New York Mets following the 2024 season, so it'll be interesting to see if he will make that roster. Another bullpen arm that the Brewers called upon early in their regular season due to injuries, Milwaukee acquired White from the San Francisco Giants in exchange for cash in early May, and he really struggled in his time with the Brewers. White appeared in 6 games for Milwaukee, having an ERA of 6.48 across 8 1/3 innings pitched, having a record of 0-1 with the Brewers. He also had 6 strikeouts, a FIP of 6.65, a WHIP of 1.440, an ERA plus of 67, and a BWAR value of -0.3. Baseball Savant was not favorable to him at all, though, giving him a poor grade for pitching run value and breaking run value, and a below average grade for fastball run value. After his brief stint in the majors in May, White spent the remainder of the season with AAA Nashville. For his 2024 season, I'm giving White a grade of D-, as he really struggled in his brief time with the Brewers and didn't contribute much to the organization. He signed with the team in the KBO this offseason, and it looks like his major league career is probably over. One of the 3 pitchers that the Brewers acquired in 2022 in exchange for Hunter Renfroe, Junk never amounted to much with the Brewers, as his 2024 season was his last season with the organization due to just how bad he pitched. In 2024, Junk appeared in 5 games with the Brewers, having an ERA of 6.75 across 8 innings pitched, having a record of 0-0. He also had 8 strikeouts, a FIP of 5.717, a WHIP of 2.250, which is crazy high, an ERA plus of 65, and a BWAR value of -0.1. Baseball Savant was not kind to him in their grading, giving him a poor grade for pitching run value, fastball run value, and breaking run value. He was DFA'd by the Brewers in late July and spent time with both the Astros and A's organizations before the season was over. Overall, for his 2024 season, I'm giving Junk a grade of F, as he was just terrible this year with the Brewers and was cut from the team pretty on. Brought up from AAA Nashville in June due to injuries, Zastrinski was actually a really solid option out of the bullpen for the Brewers, even being used as an opener for a couple of games. But a shoulder injury knocked him out in late July, and that would end up costing him the rest of the season. Overall, in 2024, Zastrinski appeared in 9 games, 3 of them as an opener, having an ERA of 1.17 across 7 2/3 innings pitched, having a record of 1-0. He also had 5 strikeouts, a FIP of 2.64, a WHIP of 0.652, an ERA plus of 3.73, and a BWAR value of 0.3. He graded out pretty well by Baseball Savant, giving him an average grade for pitching run value, fastball run value, breaking run value, and off-speed run value. He was claimed off waivers by the Cubs in November and looks to spend his 2025 season with Chicago. Overall, for his 2024 season, I'm going to give Zastrinski a grade of B, as he was really solid in his short stint with the Brewers. I hope that he had a good recovery from his injury, as I believe he could have been a strong member of the Brewers bullpen in 2024 if he did not get hurt. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is the last of my reviewing the Brewers videos here. So thank you so much for all of those who watched this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And spring training is right around the corner. And if there's any big Brewers news coming out here shortly, I will be sure to let you know. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.